In November 2016, between the 14th and 16th, the African Center of Excellence, supported by the Institute of International Education, organized a policy dialogue whose title was The Realization of Demographic Dividend in Relation to Women's Maternal Mortality, the Role of Women Parliamentarians. This was hosted at the Marriott Hotel in Kigali, and the invited guests included women members of parliament from Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, and Rwanda, members of various international and local civil society groups, UN agencies, and other development partners. The ACE program in Rwanda is implemented by Rwanda Women's Network in collaboration with the MIGEPROF under Rwanda Women Leaders Network. Here is what Mary Barikunjeri, the director of Rwanda Women's Network, had to say about the role of the Rwandan Women Leadership Institute.
Yeah, Rwanda Women Leadership Institute is a program that is managed and run within Rwanda Women's Network. And the whole purpose is to actually train women on leadership issues. And this we do in collaboration with our Ministry of Gender. But also it is a program within the ACE family. The ACE family is the Africa Centers of Excellence, which is a groups of organizations within the region. Kinamama of Africa, which is based in Uganda. WISE, Women in Self-Employment in Ethiopia, and the Young Women Leadership Institute in Nairobi, Kenya. So we come together as women leaders to try to aspire leadership of women in our different countries. And so far we have already conducted several trainings in our communities and also women leaders in decision making.
The following were the objectives of the dialogue. First was to gain knowledge and draw attention to demographic dividend and its relation to maternal mortality. Secondly, to discuss the role of women parliamentarians and civil society organizations in the development and implementation of demographic dividend policies. And third was to review some existing policies on demographic dividend and share success stories and best practices. We shall now check out the opening remarks of the first day.
It is my great pleasure to welcome you all here, and on behalf of RWN staff and partners IIE and of course MIGEPROF, who have contributed to making this possible, I would like to recognize and thank you for having joined us. The Africa Center of Excellence for Women's Leadership is a program supported by the Institute of Education to strengthen women's leadership capacities. This program started in 2013 to respond to the needs of women across the continent to the empowerment in strategic leadership and advocacy. The program is implemented in 4 countries, including Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda. Let us take this opportunity to share, learn, and come up with new perspectives and approaches that can help us to address maternal mortality and contribute to better health outcomes for women and girls and our countries at large. Let me request Saba, the Director of International Institutes of Education, to kindly give us her remarks. Thank you. You're welcome, Saba.
Thank you, Mary. I want to just give you what ACE is. We are supporting this program. The African Center of Excellence program is a program of International Institute of Education, IIE, which has its office in Ethiopia. The program started it has 2 phases, and now we are on the second phase, where the program is trying to capacitate 4 organizations in each 4 countries, Kenya, Ethiopia, Rwanda, and Uganda. And these 4 organizations are WISE, Women in Self-Employment in Ethiopia, and Rwanda Women Network in Rwanda, and Akinamama in Uganda and Yauli in Kenya.
May I now invite Honorable Minister to give her remarks. Thank you.
Let us hear what Honorable Esperance Nyirasafari, who is the Rwandan Minister for Gender and Family Promotion, had to say.
Thank you, Mary. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Globally, women account for about 50% of the world's total population. In Africa, a greater percentage of the total African population consists of women and female children. In Rwanda, women make up 52% of the 11 million population. Therefore, from all indications, women form a dominant part of the society that must not be ignored in all aspects. As women leaders, we want to have an active and effective role in monitoring and managing population growth and working towards realizing demographic dividend through improved maternal health. Essentially, this is prenatal care, delivery care, postnatal care, family planning, and preconception, as well as other linking factors like nutrition. And I wish to take this opportunity to appreciate Rwanda women parliamentarians for their outstanding role in passing these laws. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot ignore those 210 women that are dying because they want to become mothers, and young women and girls who are forfeiting their education and the other opportunities because of early marriage and poorly informed choices. This situation is unacceptable, and we share it as a region.
In simple words, what demographic dividend means? It means a situation that a country can experience when there is a decrease of total fertility rate and increasing of life expectancy. Then the country can have a large number of working population, but it is not enough. It needs some investment to have those people in the future as a bonus instead of having them as a time bomb. This is in simple words what demographic dividend
I can say that demographic dividend is the accelerated economic growth that can happen as the population age structure changes, together with strategic investment in health, education, economic policies, and governance. The second reform needed is to enhance investments in high-level education to develop a well-educated, skilled, and innovative labor force. The third one is to increase investment in the health sector to support a health and productive labor force. The fourth one is to implement comprehensive economic reforms and develop necessary infrastructure to accelerate economic growth and job creation for the rapid expanding labor force. And the last but not the least is to enhance good governance, accountability, and performance management for efficiency delivery of public services, minimize wastage of public resources, and fight against corruption. So, those are our features, the driver for our development. We have to invest in them now. Tomorrow it will be too late. Girls and boys. We have girls from one school called Fawe Girls School, Another part is children in primary. They are using the one laptop per children program in their schools. So these are public resources.
After the presentation was done, we had a question and answer session. Let us look at some of the questions asked and their responses.
My question is it's also a reflection, like we see that if we do these things, then we can harness democratic dividend advantage. But where we are now, till we do that, how do we mitigate the challenges because of the higher number of youth and the unemployment, and everything is like breaking on us, and till we achieve good governance, till we achieve economic development, and till we achieve quality health services.
But in most African countries, especially Uganda, where I come from, family planning is not yet popular, especially among men. Much as the women would like to use family planning, the men are still an obstacle. So I would like to know, to have an experience of Rwanda, how you have managed to increase your contraceptive rate.
We recently also had a backlash from the Catholic Church, which I feel, from my own perspective, that hasn't been addressed as it should have been addressed, where the Catholic Church has recently called for all the Catholic-supported facilities not to provide modern family planning methods.
In response to the first question, job creation is part of the policy to achieve demographic dividend. Education of the young population is necessary to give them skills that are useful for the labor market. Also, family planning has been mainstreamed to education curriculum, so when the youth reach reproductive age, they have accurate information. For the second question, to get more men involved in family planning campaigns, the leaders were involved in sensitization. There is also the use of existing channels, for example, Umuganda, which is held on the last Saturday of every month, where local leaders can pass information about family planning and where they can get the services. On the issue of the backlash from the Catholic Church, the government and the church-run health centers reached an agreement whereby the health centers would be a resource for information on the options available to them, and that they would provide information on the other secondary sources from which they could be able to find modern contraceptives. The next topic to be discussed in the policy dialogue was titled Maternal Mortality, the Rwandan Experience. In this session, the Rwandan Ministry of Health representative shared their experience on the steps taken to reduce mortality to ensure that Rwandan mothers didn't lose their lives while trying to give birth. This was shortly followed by the presentation from the other countries in the region.
But still we need to strengthen our system and also improve especially the availability, the geographical and the financial accessibility of obstetric facilities, and as well as the referral system.
The third topic in the ACE policy dialogue was introduced on the morning of the second day. In this morning, the first topic discussed was about adolescent reproductive health issues in the context of demographic dividend.
The adolescent is a period between the age of 10 to 19 years. This is categorized into three groups rather, where we have very young adolescents ranging from 10 to 14 years with special needs as well. Middle adolescents, 15 to 16. Older adolescents are the ones 17 to 19 years old. Looking at the issue of HIV,
AIDS is the second leading cause of adolescent death globally and the leading cause in sub-Saharan Africa. And statistics indicate that more than 250,000 new infections in the age group of 15 to 19 years old in 2013 happened, and girls account for 2 out of 3 of new infections among the 15 to 24-year-olds.
The second topic of the day was about the place of demographic dividend in the World Health Organization maternal health standards and global strategies.
2030. So it's accompanying the implementation the SDGs. Everybody, we have to play a role to ensure the implementation of the global strategy for women, children, and adolescent health. So I quote, this is from Baniki, our Secretary General, the Agenda 2030 is interlinked and universal, aiming to address the root cause of conflict, persisting and emerging challenges everywhere.
On the afternoon of the second day, the participants were invited to the Rwandan Parliament to give the region's women parliamentarians an opportunity to follow the proceedings of the Parliament. Thereafter, a session was held in the Parliament's meeting room, and there were 2 topics to be discussed. The first was about the strategies used to get higher numbers of women in the Rwanda Parliament, and the second was the implications of beyond numbers of women parliamentarians and women's issues. The experience of Rwanda, with a particular focus on maternal health and discussions.
These are actually the ones who are accountable. If they are accountable, they have to answer.
The third day was all about working in different groups and thereafter making presentations. The first group work had the participants divided according to their countries, and here they discussed key issues to influence women leaders and the role of civil society in obtaining demographic dividend.
We have managed to create support and unity between civil society organizations and parliamentarians. At the same time, help parliamentarians learn from the Rwandan parliament and from what they have achieved, and specifically in areas where we have gaps, we were able to learn. And moreover, we have created a unified agenda among the different actors of gender equality.
African Center of Excellence for African Women is a very great initiative. Looking at what we have been discussing for the last 3 days are so useful in us achieving demographic dividend. And the focus is more on women and the issues about mortality rate, maternal health, reproductive health. And for sure there's a lot that we are going to engage. And looking at the way forward that we have been able to create in this forum is that from today we are going to have a collaboration of members of parliament as well as the civil society organizations of our country to ensure that this discussion goes on and on so that we can be able to realize the DD.
As akina mama wa Africa, we believe that for Africa to be able to achieve that demographic dividend, a lot needs to be done in terms of financing for family planning or reproductive health rights. And therefore, we'll be working with members of parliament to see how the budget can be increased for family planning. We also need to create more awareness and deepen the conversation on reproductive health rights as a key component of achieving the demographic dividend.
Lastly, let us hear the final word from the director of the Rwandan Women's Network.
The inclusion of more people is very important because maternal health is a real big issue. So far now in Rwanda, we have already ceased to work within our compartments in our own organization, but rather to see ourselves in a consortium, of which consortium people come in with different with different dynamics, with different interests. And so we are going to open it up to others and even begin also to work directly with the technical working groups. You had the Ministry of Health has opened up its doors. They have always done anyway, but we never knew that such even technical working groups were there. So now this is a great opportunity to continue to be part of all that. So really venues are open, and we are going to expand on our consortium, and we are going to develop a more concrete agenda in our collaboration efforts.
In conclusion, the participants of this policy dialogue now understood what a demographic dividend is, and they are looking forward to implementing it in their home countries. They were especially grateful to Rwanda Women's Network for organizing this policy dialogue that will play a big role in women empowerment across the region. The 3-day policy dialogue ended with the participants receiving souvenirs in the form of Rwandan traditional attire.